Hello my enophiles! Today we are going to have another great tasting. A great tasting from one of our agency wines from Cote Rotie. And this winemaker today we're going to introduce is Nicolas Champagneux. Nicolas Champagneux from Cote Rotie. So just a little bit about this winemaker. Now this winemaker is one of the rising stars in Cote Rotie, and what he does is that he only started 10 years back only. And what happened was that, one day he says, this is a problem, I've been selling wines to illegal, why not I make a name for myself? So, and that is exactly what happened. Back then he was selling the grapes to illegal, his grandparents, his uncle selling the grapes over there, and then one day he decided, I want to make a name for myself, and today he has been making wines for the last 10 years. Good grapes, because this wine that you're having is the Dédicace. This wine over here is made from very, very old wine. How old the vines? About 40 to 60 years old, and his plot of land is not a lot. He only produces only 6,000 bottles. Now, first of all, as you know, Cote Rotie is a very steep slope place coming from the south of France, a very warm region but still quite cool because, as you know, it's about France, and it's very, very steep slopes. How steep the slopes? It can be anything from 30 to 60. Some vineyard can go all the way very, very steep to 70 degrees. 70 degrees. I don't know how to climb a 70 degrees vineyard, but basically this is what Cote Rotie is about. Now, first of all, slopes mean a few things. Slopes means steep slope, especially means that you cannot use machine to harvest. You have to hand harvest them. Hand harvest means what? Ask a Frenchman to go and harvest grape for you, expensive. So another thing is because of the slopes. Slopes means that you don't get water retention, because when the rain comes, all the water gets drained off. Hence, you get very, very good quality fruit because you stress the vine. When you stress the vine, you get, deep, good quality fruit. And when you have deep quality fruit, going to have excellent wines. So now let's see how this wine is going to taste. Now this is a wine that I'm going to showcase later for my WSET class. So before I showcase to them, I want to make sure it's alive. It's not hot, So let's see. We're going to see how this wine performs. Now, first of all, I'm going to use my lexicon, WSET Level 2 lexicon, to access this wine. And from the color, you can see over here, wow, this is a very, very deep colored wine, very purplish. Now, 2022 was a very, very warm vintage. Warm vintage means that very concentrated fruit. Concentrated fruit means good stuff. So you're gonna see this is deep, deep purple. Deep purple. On the nose, how does the nose smells? Wow. I can tell you, medium plus nose, medium to pronounce, nose intensity. Now I just took it out from the fridge, so warm up a little bit. Medium intensity, medium to pronounced intensity. Swirl this a little bit. So now, first thing, the moment you say black fruits, dark colored black fruits is what comes to mind. Black currant, blackberries. Now, first of all, Cote Rotie, the only grape varietal allowed there is Syrah. You can only make wine using the Syrah grape varietal. And one of the signature aroma of Syrah is that black pepper note. And this wine definitely has lots of black pepper. Black pepper, you can smell a little bit of an earth. Now, this wine has been aged in 24 months in oak. Now, it's a very used oak barrel. So on the nose here, I'm not getting very big aromas of vanilla, but I'm just getting some charred wood here, charred wood aromas. Let me just more a little bit more. Let me see if I can find anything else. Yeah, basically just black currant, black cherries, spices, black pepper, earthy, and of course that charred wood aroma. So how does it taste? Let's have a sip. Wow, it totally describes the vintage. We had this for the 2021. 2021 was a weak vintage. This one over here, 2022, nails it. Big fruits, but still balanced on the palate. So over here, you know, just a one vintage difference, you can tell so much that vintage really plays a part when it comes to French wines, or any wine. So acid here, I'll give it as medium. Tannins over here, not getting lots of the grippy notes, so medium. Body for this wine. Now I can feel the burn. First of all, I don't feel the burn on my throat, but my stomach is burning already. Oh, because I haven't had breakfast yet. So here, burning, high alcohol. So this wine over here is 14% alcohol. Wow. Okay, for high alcohol for this. Full-bodied wine. Flavor intensity over here, very, very pronounced. Very, very pronounced. You know, the most important thing here, you know, is the finish. It's again more than 1 minute, and I can still taste the subtleness of the blackcurrant flavor. Wow. Really, I think Nicolas Champagneux has really done it in this vintage. It's so much better than his 2021. So that's the thing about French wines. You need, if you're looking for a good, powerful one, to understand vintage, you had to get it from the warmer vintage and compare it with a cooler vintage. This way you can tell how a Syrah evolves together with climate. So how does this wine, I'm going to give this wine, let's go do the blick over here. The blick here, B is for balance. And yes, there is balance in this wine. Length, long finish, so you know this wine is good. Next thing is I for intensity, and yes, there's intensity in this wine because it's very, very pronounced. And last but not least, complexity. We have five aromas, and this wine over here, I will have to give this a outstanding wine. So if you are a person who likes your Syrah, you know, there's another great varietal, another name for this called Shiraz, but this one is from Australia. But sometimes Australian wines, Shiraz, can be very, very jammy. So if you like a little bit of balance, a little bit of acidity, not too much of the fruit, Nicolas Champagneux from Cote Rotie, this will be your answer. Now, because he only produces 6,000 bottles a year, I'm so sorry, we only managed to get a few cases only. I would say cases, maybe probably like, I think 10 cases, because this is really a very, very small producer. Now this is only his second wine. There is a first wine called La Grande Classe. That is the absolutely superb wine because that is made from very, very old wine. 100-year-old vine. Now on the 40 to 60-year-old vines for the Dédicace is already absolute value for you. So if you'd like to try something even more powerful than this one, La Grande Place is your answer. Right, so with that, if you'd like to try this wine, you can go to our website, finewine.com.sg. You can purchase a bottle of this, and you can go through my WSET notes to see how accurate your tasting is if you're doing a blind tasting. Right, so with that, thank you very much. To the next session, we're going to taste an old wine, or the next one we're probably going to taste the champagne. Ciao everyone, and I see you soon. Au revoir.